On, chaps, we're on recording shortly. Right, good evening everybody. Can I welcome you to the Planning, Regulatory and Licensing Committee meeting of Merthyr County Borough Council. And before I start the agenda, I'll ask Gareth Morgan to read out the appropriate part about recording.
Yeah. Okay. Please note that this meeting of the Planning, Regulatory and Licensing Committee will be recorded for subsequent broadcast via the authority's internet site. The images and sound recording may also be used for training purposes within the authority. The whole of the meeting is to be recorded, and the public seating areas are in view of the camera, and by entering the chamber and using the public seating area, members of the public are consenting to being filmed and to the possible use of those images and sound recordings as outlined above. And if members could all ensure that their mobile phones are switched off, because they do interfere with the systems.
Thank you. I can go back to the agenda. Item 1, any apologies for absence?
Leighton Smart Chair.
No other apologies? No, I think we're all here. Okay. Item 2, any declarations of interest, bearing in mind A and B on the agenda. None. We then go to the open session and the planning applications, and that's item 3, and this is P/15/0385 Gethin Woodland Centre, Bike Park, Wales, and it's the land to the west of the A470 between Pentref Arc and Rhedycar, and that's a considered report of the corporate director, and it's pages 1 to 6.
Thank you, Chair. This application relates to various strips of land which are dispersed across the Gethin Forest on land to the southwest of Abercanid and the A470 trunk road. The land is currently leased to a mountain bike centre, which you're probably all familiar with, Bike Park, Wales. Full planning permission is sought for the construction of 23 additional mountain bike trails to expand the existing mountain bike facility, some of which would provide links between the existing routes that are currently there. It's proposed that the trails would vary in their length and extend across the eastern slopes of Gethin Forest in a similar manner to the existing trails, with a number of features incorporated into them to provide various interest and challenging routes. As a result of the consultation exercise, there was no objection received from either the internal or external consultees, which included Natural Resources Wales, who are currently the landowners and manage the forestry works within the vicinity of the site. Additionally, no objections were received as a result of the publicity exercise carried out. So for the reasons set out in the planning considerations section of this report on pages 4 to 6, it is considered that the proposal is acceptable and complies with the relevant local development plan policies, and as such it's recommended that it be granted permission subject to the 2 conditions set out on page 6.
Thank you. Any questions from members? No? Any comments from members? Yes, Councillor Lewis.
Thank you, Chair. Only to fully endorse the application. There's no doubt it's been a resounding success, the Bike Park Wales. It's probably one of the best visitor attractions that this authority has ever been part of. And it's created a number of economic benefits to the town, so I fully welcome the application. So much so there's even a B&B now in Abercanid, which I never thought would happen. But I do fully welcome the application.
I agree with those comments. I mean, to have another 23 additional mountain bike trails clearly shows how successful this has been. And, well, we've got an hotel very close by there who have extended the number of rooms, I think by an extra 22 rooms. And it's building on that. If people come here, they need accommodation. And as has been explained by Councillor Lewis, bed and breakfast as well. So, yes, Councillor.
Yeah, just a few months ago we had application for Mount Pleasant School to convert to a bunkhouse. The reason behind this is the people thought that there was going to be business there from the bike park, and in fact the Mount Hotel, Mount Pleasant Hotel, is almost fully booked nearly every week with cyclists using the Gethin Woods.
Any other comments from members? No, if not, could I have a mover and a seconder, please?
I'd like to move the recommendation.
Been moved by Councillor Lewis. Been
I
moved,
second that.
been moved
Chair.
by Councillor Simon Williams. Already, can you vote now? That application has been carried unanimously. We go on to item 4, and that's P/16/0057, the P&R Motors Merthyr Limited, Merthyr Road, Pentramark, and again it's to consider a report of the corporate director, and it's on pages 7 to 16. It's David Cross again.
Thanks, Chair. Okay, so this application relates to an area of land currently used by P&R Motors, being a car repair business, which is situated to the southwest of the Anthony Hill Court and to the west of the A4060 flyover, which provides the link to the A470 trunk road. Outline planning permission is sought to redevelop the site for residential purposes. All matters relating to the access, appearance, landscaping, layout and scale have been reserved for future considerations. So at this stage we're only looking at the principle of the development, whether that is acceptable. As a result of the consultation exercise, there were no objections raised from internal or external consultees, nor were there any objections received from local residents as a result of the publicity exercise. So once again, for the reasons set out in the planning considerations section of the report on pages 10 to 12, it's considered that the proposal is acceptable and complies with the relevant local development plan policies. So it's, as such, it's recommended that the application be granted permission subject to the 11 conditions on pages 12 to 15.
Thank you, David. Any questions from members? No? Any comments from members? Councillor Chaplin.
Thank you, Chair. I noticed that there have been 2 previous applications for residential developments outlined, both of which have been approved. So, therefore, the principle of development of this site seems to be well established.
I think that's the case, isn't it? Yes, with the 2 previous applications, you can't argue with that. Even though they're not saying anything.
Oh, I thought it was comments.
Yeah, yeah. Okay, yeah. Any other comments? No? Again, it's happening in your ward, Councillor Lewis. Another. Yeah. If there are no other comments, could someone move, please?
Might as well move it for the second time this evening. Thank you.
Thank you, Councillor Lewis. Seconder.
And I'll second it for the second time this evening.
Oh,
Thank you.
Thank you, Councillor Williams. Could you all please now vote? And that's been approved. We go on to the information reports, which are on item 5. That's an appeal received. And item 6, and that's the delegated decision report from the 1st to the 31st of March 2016. And item 7 is other business. Any other business as deemed urgent by the chair? I have none. And can I all thank you for your attendance and declare the meeting closed.